What's up, everybody? Welcome to Earth Science. This week, we're going to be working on isolines, which is going to be important for meteorology. It's going to feel like for a minute that we're not doing meteorology, but we'll converge it right back into what we've been working with meteorology, especially with all that humidity stuff. So, what are isolines? We've got to learn to draw them. Now, you've already had a little bit of experience with them with topographic maps. This is the topographic map of that hill that has that flea market on Route 3, just north of Port Ontario. You guys definitely looked at this exact map if you were with us back when we were doing maps, where the lines represent altitude, elevation, and as you cross lines, you're going up or downhill, and if you stay down a line, you're staying at the same value, right? If you walked along that dark line right there, you'd be at 300 feet above sea level the whole time, right? So, what are these maps? Where else are they applicable? And then, what if I just gave you all of the numbers? Could you draw those lines? That's really the meat and potatoes of what we got to get accomplished here. These things are everywhere, isoline maps. So before you say, "Oh, I'm not going to need to use this for what I do in my life," these things show up not just in meteorology, but they really show up all over the place. So I just did a quick monkeying around on some Google searches just to pop some up. And it seems like my computer's going slow here, but I know that I've seen them for strike zones in the past, like a strike zone in baseball and where a hitter hits balls more often. This is not exactly that, but it kind of looked like it, so it reminded me of that. Video games, there's a map from a video game that looks kind of like what you've been used to. This one is a technical one for the susceptibility of a fault to slip in a certain area. So numbers labeled, but it's all the same thing. You see how they kind of look like topographic maps? That's why I want to just pop a whole bunch at you. This one is of radiation associated with mining tin and how it's coming out, of the land. And so it's how it affects the local population health-wise. You don't quite see the lines dark on this, but they just did it with different colors. Like you can see them there with the shades of green, right? So they just color different regions. But it makes it's for when you've got a map with a lot of data on it and you want to be able to make sense out of that quickly. You can look at this, even if we don't have much experience, and know that right there is kind of the hottest area, right? And then it goes down to less and less and less. It visually makes seeing that very easy. Whereas if I gave you just a list of numbers and said, check this out, it'd be difficult. Medical, many of us are going to go into the medical field, not us as in me, but many of you guys might end up doing medical things. So this is, I have no idea what it is, to be honest with you, but ISO lines around something in this fella's skull. Rainfall, so getting more into meteorology, again, makes it easy to see where is there a lot, where is there a little, and those lines separated out by value. This was a cell phone outage that happened recently. And again, boom, visually, you can see it all, right? So how would we draw these lines given all of the data? This one, if you're not sick of seeing examples yet, I'll wrap it up. Had to do with biodiversity in Australia. So I think it was through time, maybe as the climate changed historically in Earth's history, how more and more animals moved in, something like that. So, all over, right? So what's our job going to be? I've got a very large packet. All right. So what I'm going to ask of you, what I ask every year, is that A, you trust me. I've taught this many, many times, right? So I've got kind of what seems to be the best method down. So trust me and roll with me through this packet. I know it's big, but we're not going to be in a rush. I'm going to try to set this all up very early in the week and then just say, good luck, keep at it while you're here in Earth Science, and we'll see how it goes progress-wise. I think what I'm also going to do is shoot all the videos one page at a time, which I think you could possibly find that annoying that you have to go to new video, then have to go to new video. But I think it's also going to be best for putting it into small chunks and making it easy to do a page, stop, take a break, maybe class ends in a few minutes, and then come back, and then you know you're on the next page. You don't have to like find like at what awkward point in this awful video did I get left off at. So I'll do these all like a page at a time. There's going to be a lot of times where I'm going to say, press pause. And what I'd ask you to do then is to draw lines. And then when you think you got it, hit play, and I'll go through it. Now that's going to be where the rubber meets the road on your practices, your classroom practices. How much you get out of it kind of depends on you trying it. It's the kind of thing where if you just watch me do it and you say, I'm not going to press pause, I'll just let him do it, then I'll just blah, 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 blah. I hear you. And I know that this online learning and all of this YouTube, it's far from ideal, but I'd just ask that if you do these practice things, and again, you trust me, know that I've been down this road before. If you can do these ones that I put in this packet, they kind of progressively get harder and harder. By the time you see the one that I'll give you as an assessment, when we wrap this all up with a test, you're gonna bang right through it, no problem. Okay, I promise. If you put in the effort here, you'll be fine. So yeah, this is a ton of stuff, but don't worry, it's not one day's worth of work. We'll work on it like all week, and eventually get into a lab. Then the lab then will combine humidity and isolines together, and we'll figure it all out. So stick with it. You'll do a great job. Take your time, be patient, and just speak up or email if you have any questions. All right. All right. Take it easy, folks. Good luck. You can do this.